I gotta tell you, it was perfect. Perfect. Everything, down to the last minute details.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you don't know this beats, your girl KylerB coming at you with a new video. So today we're going to be talking about Wicked and this musical of a movie starring Ariana Grande and Cynthia Erivo. You know, basically based on the book Wicked, the play Wicked, you know, Broadway musical, da 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 da. So we're just going to talk about the movie, you know, different connotations, what did I, receive from watching the movie and things like that. Wicked was definitely a really good movie. Like, despite it being a musical and all these, negative connotations about having a musical movie, this was really good. I mean, based on the Broadway show, it was good. Cynthia's character, her being green, her being a black woman, playing a green character who is basically judged on the color of her skin, definitely was the right choice of casting. Someone that was black because of the prejudice and what we deal with in like society and in history. So that was definitely a good casting choice. Ariana Grande's character, she definitely did Glinda. She did her justice, definitely. She has her funny moments in the movie, comedic moments. Jonathan Bailey, definitely, he ate his role. And it is what it is. Elphaba, who was born basically out of wedlock, or because due to her mother's transgressions. So her, obviously they showed you the little backstory of Elphaba's like life, which was the mother was drinking some type of green elixir, and she was basically having an affair while the husband was out. So when she got preggo, it was not the husband's child, so she was green. And in the book that I'm currently reading now, she doesn't remember who it was. She just remembers it was the green elixir bottle. And then because of Elphaba becoming out green, the father was like, to prevent another green child, you're going to eat some type of milkweeds or whatever to prevent the green. And due to that, it messed up, the sister, Nessa Rose's legs. And so therefore, the father did not like Elphaba because she was green. Definitely had like a really bad connotation whenever he looked at her or whatever. He always favorited his Nessa Rose is their favorite child, whatever. There you go. Also, let's talk about Nessa Rose. Elphaba has been basically helping take care of you since you were young. And you can't even stand up for your sister. You letting your sister get laughed at. You're not even stepping up for her. I mean, can't even intervene. Can't even say stop. Like, you letting everybody laugh at your sister, treat your sister like whatever, and you're not even helping her. And your sister always got your back. Your sister basically helping you at any given chance. The only reason she ashes is because her father basically forced her to stay there for you. And you can't even stand up for yourself. I mean, you can't, to be honest. But you can't even defend your sister at all, which is crazy. But, like, come on, Nessa Rose. Letting your sister, you gonna believe them calling her evil when your sister been your ride or die. Crazy. I mean, crazy how showed you, the, older daughter, representation of Elphaba, basically ever since the mother died, she basically got to step up and be a mother to Nessa Rose. Glinda, she comes from this like high society, background. She's coming to Shiz, for her little sorceries, degree, whatever. but I'm just like, she don't got the it factor, okay? Her morals, like, she wants to do good, but she not really doing it. Which I'm just like, are you really the good witch? Because really, Elphaba is the good witch. Okay? She's the good witch. Like, are you even a witch, really? Okay? Are you even a witch, really? Because what can you do? What can you do? I mean, granted, in the book, you know, Glinda could do a little son, but like, Elphaba really the one who got the it factor. Like, hate to break it to you, you know, Glinda, you know, Elphaba got the it factor, and it was proven when she, you know, showed off her, you know, power or whatever she has, you know, unexpectedly, which got Madame Morrible's attention to solely can teach her one-on-one. So she was learning how to control her power by Madame Morrible, and you know, therefore. But I'm just like, the thing is, I mean, if you watched the movie, it's gonna be a bit of a spoiler. Okay, if you watch the movie, as soon as Elphaba used her power, Madame Morrible basically knew she was connected to the wizard, or the wizard needed her, or something like that, because she was just like, oh, okay, you got power, oh, we need you ASAP rock. Okay, so therefore she taught her one-on-one, and then as soon as she found out she can hone her power, she like, here, wizard, I'm gonna send you to the Emerald City like ASAP. Okay, so I'm just like, she had like a plan all the entire time to get Elphaba to Oz. The friendship between Glinda and Elphaba, you know, I'm just like, Glinda did not have no real reason to despise Elphaba, which I'm just like, let's cut to, you know, not liking Elphaba. Elphaba, you know, basically clocked you, checked you, because you were like, oh, let me go help you, you know, change your green color when I get my sorcerer's license or whatever. And I'm just like, when did Elphaba ask for your help? Okay, she's like, why do you think her being green and like considers you needing of help or wanting to help her? Which was just like very backhanded, and she checked you on that. She was like, girl, no. So she felt offense, and then she was just basically so like mean. She gave her the hat scene that she gave her with the Oz dust. Elphaba thought it was a kind gesture, like, oh, really, somebody's really being nice to me, I'm like making a friend, wow, you're giving me something, wow, you know, because you gave me this hat, you know what, I'm gonna go speak to Madame Morrible and ask her to teach you too. Madame Morrible, like, why are you, like, girl, what are you doing? But because I need you and to hopefully to help you with your power so we can get to Oz, I'm gonna do what you say and help, you know, Glinda too. She goes to, Madame Morrible comes to the Ozda. She's like, I don't know why Elphaba asked me to do this. I don't believe you at all, but here you go. And I'm just like, you set Elphaba up with that hat, make her be a laughingstock, and Elphaba was thinking that it was a kind gesture. And that Ozda scene was so sad. Like, it definitely, you know, was like the tearjerker scene. To see Elphaba dancing alone and basically just like standing in her, you know, own skin, believing in herself, essentially, to like stand in her own skin and be confident in her own skin no matter what people are saying or whatever about her. And you know, when you know, Glinda's like, she does care, but she pretends not to. Like, that really, like, that touched any audience right there. Okay, that touched any audience. You know, she just dancing, and then the finding out that Cynthia, like, her tear was really not scripted, like that really was a tearjerker scene. And like when Glinda like felt really bad for trying to make her a laughingstock, and then like her dancing with her, like that was really like a really, like that was like the turning point, obviously, you know, where Glinda's like, okay, I'm gonna be really nice to you. Fiyero, having John Bailey as Fiyero, like, okay, they ate. Like, the scene before he comes to Shiz, where he meets Elphaba in the forest, like, definitely, they got the tension. But the thing is because Glinda was so readily available for Fiyero, you know, he decided to go with the easy option, which was Glinda, and then really kind of like put that thing to the side. But then after, when, you know, they saved the lion or the cub, whatever, from, you know, being in the cage, and they were like off together, you know, he kind of realized like, oh, I really do like her. Like, you know, something shifted, something changed, you know? So I was just like, people kind of wonder why, you know, her power didn't affect, you know, Fiyero when she did that whole sleeping kind of spell situation. Like, why didn't her power affected Fiyero? I don't really know either, but I feel like it's because she was talking to Fiyero in the moment, or she basically wanted Fiyero to be with her. I don't know, because he even asked her later on, like, how did I not, you know, was sleeping back there either. So we don't really get the answer in the movie, you know, concrete answer, but I feel like it's because she was speaking to him. I don't know how her power go, but basically that. And basically from that little scene afterwards, you know, he realized like, yeah, I don't really like Glinda like that. I really want to be with Elphaba, but, you know, it's kind of messy because Glinda thinks that me and her are gonna get married. Like, obviously messy situation, you know. Then let's carry on. Let's go on to, you know, they got to Oz, and obviously they meet the wizard, finding out the wizard doesn't really have any real power. Like, to be honest, the wizard conning the entire city of Oz, or the entire town of Oz, whatever it is, you know, is so messed up. Like, okay, you're some big wizard that can read this, like, grimoire, and you can't even read the grimoire. So, like, you were basically pulling a con the entire time. Finding out that he's the one over the animals and putting them in cages. Like, what is he doing that for? Like, he basically used Elphaba, like, and Elphaba is just trying to, like, have the animals be free, like, have animal rights, whatever, you know? And he's trying to, like, he's trying to basically put animals away, you know, for good, have animals be subservient, essentially. You know, they can't teach, they gotta be in the cages, all that. So, after Elphaba finds out that, she's just like, well, you're a con artist. And, you know, you're basically putting Oz backwards. So, yeah, no. And she was like, yeah, I'm out of here. Peace. And because of that, they're like, oh, you don't want me to use my power for good. You want me to use power to basically hurt the animals. And Elphaba does not want to do that. So they turned her wicked. And it's just kind of sad to see that's basically how she got coined wicked, because she was already being, you know, judged by the skin color of her skin, but because she didn't do what they say, they're like, oh, you didn't do what you said, you're wicked, you're evil. You know, we're gonna go find you, and when we find you, we're gonna, you know, put an end to you. But I'm just like, that is messed up. Like, how do we go from, because we didn't do what you said, we're gonna put an end to you? And I'm just like, to be honest, you're the one with the real powers, so when we put an end to you, who else is gonna read the grimoire? Who else is gonna use the grimoire? Like, hello? You made a flying monkey. Okay, wow. Well, that's the only thing that's gonna be coming out of the grimoire, because who else has the power? Nobody else but Elphaba at this point in time. So, spoiler alert, the Wizard of Oz is Elphaba's father. So, obviously in the song where he sings, you know, he wants to be a father, and he says daughter, you know, in that song, you can obviously tell that he is the father of Elphaba. The father want to kill her, her stepfather want to kill her, like, she really can't catch a break. But, anyway, the movie's really good. Can't wait for part 2. Defying Gravity, that part really makes sense to be that long, because the whole part is like maybe 20 minutes long. Like 20 minutes long of them getting to Defying Gravity. From them being in the castle, running away from the flying monkeys, getting on the parachute, the flying, you know, hot balloon, whatever. And, you know, her asking Glinda, like, are you going to come with me or not? And she doesn't really give an answer. Like, that makes sense to be that long because Defying Gravity is basically essentially the last time Glinda and Elphaba see each other. So they're basically like putting an emphasis on this whole moment and this whole scene. Like they're saying, I hope you're happy with the choice that you're making, because once you make that choice, there's no going back. Like Elphaba made the choice to, not do what the Oz and Madame Morrible said, so she's basically being cast as wicked. Glinda, she decided to stay behind, and she's basically called the Good Witch. Or even though Glinda have no real power, okay, but flying in a bubble. So therefore, they're like, I hope you're happy. So Glinda, even though she stayed behind, she's morally not really helping out as much. She's considered a good witch because she stayed behind to help Madame Morrible and Oz, but she's really not helping society out. She's just being coined a good witch. While Elphaba is called the evil witch because they think, she's trying to do something bad to Oz, which is really the Wizard of Oz is doing something bad to Oz. Like, let's keep it a buck. So yeah, that whole scene is basically so important because I hope you're happy, Defying Gravity, whatever, is the last time they're gonna see each other, which is quite sad. But it sets up part 2 in where she's on her own. And the thing is how we get to the Wizard of Oz is because they're trying to lure Elphaba out. So they're trying to use Nessa Rose, they're trying to use Fiyero, they're trying to use Bach to get to Elphaba. So that's where we get, Dorothy and the Wizard of Oz, whatever, because that is where part 2 comes into play. I can't wait to see Fiyero and Elphaba, what they're going to do, because obviously they set it up where he's like, he is not feeling Glinda anymore. He really wants to get to Elphaba. And he left Shiz on his own accord. So he's out here trying to look for Elphaba or doing something. I don't know. But yeah, he's trying to find Elphaba. So we're gonna try and see how that, gets put up together. What's going on, what's tea. I don't think Glinda's ever gonna find out about this whole he don't really like you like that switcheroo situation. But yeah. But other than that, Elphaba really got, an uphill valley to climb with these people. Madame Morrible, the whole town, flying monkeys coming after her, like, what can you do? What can you do? But, she's gonna get to it. Hopefully part 2 clears that up, fixes that, do what they do. But yeah, that's what I really got to say. Wicked was really good. Part 2 comes out next November. So we'll see. But definitely out of 5 stars, it was a 4.5. I took off a half a star because it was only part 1. But yeah, definitely a good movie. If you haven't seen Wicked, you should definitely see it. Definitely gets you in, with the music, gets you in your feels in terms of that Oz Dust scene. And, that 20-minute Defying Gravity last scene was definitely really good. I'm currently reading the book right now. So, yeah, I'm at the part where they're actually going to Emerald City to meet the Wizard of Oz. So, it's definitely a little bit different than the movie and the plays. So, but this adaptation of Wicked is definitely pretty good. So, I can't wait to see what they do in part 2. Anyway, guys, if you like this video, like the video, comment down below, let me know your thoughts, comments, concerns, and subscribe to my channel, subscribe. Anything you guys watching this video, peace.